Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Student Employee of the Year of the Awards ceremony for 2024-2025. I wanted everyone to know that we are live streaming, so thank you for PCC TV. And this is a celebration, so we are going to have a good time today. If you haven't noticed already, we do have 4 selfie stations, so don't be afraid to take your pictures. And if you are posting, don't forget hashtag SEOTY, S-E-O-T-Y. And if you can share those pictures with fws@pima.edu, just so we can have a record for today. Again, that's F as in federal, W as in work, S as in fws@pima.edu. Good afternoon. My name is Greg Wilson. I'm the Dean of Applied Technology and very happy to be here today so we can honor our Student Employees of the Year. So thank you to everybody for coming out. I'm going to start by introducing a special guest. And like I said, this is a celebration. So I would like everyone to give a very, very big, warm welcome to our first speaker. Dr. Dolores Duran-Cerda has served in many roles in her time at the college. She started here in 1997, and she will be leaving us on June 30th of this year, so just a couple of months away. So please give a very big welcome to Dolores.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Greg. It has been a wonderful voyage here at Pima Community College, and it's my extreme honor to be here with all of you to celebrate such an important day for our student employees. So I want to know, where are the students? Raise your hands, please. Excellent. Let's give them a round of applause. Yay. Excellent. And how about families and friends? Raise your hands. Yes, because our students wouldn't be here without you all. So as Greg said, I'm Dr. Dolores Duran-Cerda, and I'm Vice Chancellor for Student Excellence and Community Engagement. And I'm truly delighted to be here with all of you to honor our student employees of the Students of the Year. We're here to recognize and honor and celebrate your outstanding contributions. You've been doing so much work, not only in the workplace, but you're juggling and balancing life, homework, right? Family obligations. It's not easy. And so we thank you, and you've done an outstanding job, and that's why you're here, your family, your friends, all of us at Pima College, we're here to support you and to celebrate what you've done. So, and your supervisors are here too, right? Where are the supervisors? Please raise your hands. Excellent. Having them here makes the day even more special too. All of you, friends, family, supervisors, all of their love and their support has greatly contributed to your success, don't you think? Yes, absolutely. And student employees are a vital part of Pima College and the community because you perform with care, with dedication, diligence, and you're balancing, as I said, so many things in life. You have your academic commitments, your personal commitments, and your family commitments. But today you're being recognized for being exceptional student employees because of the quality of work that you have done, your reliability, your initiative, and professionalism, and for making a unique contribution to the units where you have been working. So we're so proud of you, and your families and friends, your supervisors are very proud of you, and you're proud of you too, right? You should be proud of yourselves, absolutely. And I know there are ups and downs. Every day we wake up, oh, do I have to go to work? Do I have to do this paper? But you have resilience, and you know what it takes to be successful. And you have to keep that resilience, that hard work, that ganas, as we say in Spanish, in your heart, right? Keep that going, even when you're facing challenges. And whenever I have faced challenges in my life, I think back to the celebrations of students, because that's why we're here. Our mission is to be with students and to make sure that their dreams have been accomplished. So here's some pictures from this year of different student gatherings, celebrations, and in classes too. The mariachi class performing in December, our All Arizona Academic team that was in Phoenix, our Student Senate leadership, and so we have lots of celebrations for students. But as I said, when I think back of the challenges that we face day to day, I think of my own family and what they went through and sacrifices they made, their love and their support to help me get through so I can be what I do now at the college. So here's some pictures. You can see the black and white one. That's my mom and my uncle, my mom Martina and my tío Ricardo. And they were migrant workers. They were, in this picture, I think my mom was 13 and my uncle was 12. And so they struggled, but my grandfather would bring them back in time for school. And he would save money for their pencils, their notebooks, so when they went to school, they had the tools. And those were the sacrifices that he would make when they were working in the fields. And the wall of pictures, as I call, that's at my Nana's house. She's now gone, and those pictures are now in a box. But when I was growing up and visiting her, and my tata, of course, I would see that every day. So at the top, that's my mom and my uncle, the same two that are in the picture in black and white. That's their high school graduation. So I would see that, and my cousins, we would see that, and we would think of the sacrifices, the struggles they went through, but we wanted to be on that wall. And you see me in the red? That's me, so I got to be on the wall. And my cousins too, they're around me. So those were what was instilled, the importance of getting an education, but the value of work and contributing to the family and helping support the family. And then the bottom pictures you can see is at one of the Pima graduations where I'm reading names of students, and a random student said, "I want a selfie with you." I said, "Okay, let's do it." And so it's just so meaningful. Days like today, days like graduation, really show the mission of why we're here. And we're here for you. All of this is for you. This new building, the health professions, that's for our students. And so we want to celebrate you. We want to recognize you. We have these wonderful things for you so you will remember how much we care about you and that we want you to continue succeeding. You have succeeded already, but you're going to continue. And there's some, also as I look at the pictures and think of my own family, there's some sayings, some words of advice and wisdom for my family that they will say in Spanish, and I'll say it in both languages. But maybe some of you have heard, el que persevera alcanza, which translates to he or she who perseveres reaches his or her goals. So you keep at it, no matter what. You fall down, but you get back up and you keep going. That's part of resilience. Another one I would hear is that my grandmother, this was her favorite one, no hay mal que por bien no venga, meaning every cloud has a silver lining. So even though you may be having a horrible, terrible day, it seems like you got in a fight with a friend or something, there's to find something positive. Be grateful for life. When you wake up in the morning, be grateful for what you have and who you have around you. And then the last one I'll share is querer es poder. To want is to be able. So if you have that desire, you can get it, you can reach it. So don't ever lose that spark in you that's gotten you to here, to today, and beyond. So with that, I will leave you, and I just wanted to thank you for being here, for being part of the Pima College family as student employees, and we'll be happy to talk to you afterwards and just continue the celebration. So thank you so much. Gracias.
Dolores didn't share it today, but if you have not heard her pencil story, it's just a reminder, and this is no hyperbole. Whenever I pick up a pencil, I think of Dolores' pencil story. If you haven't heard her, ask her about it. But it's just a reminder how we are all united and how great it is to be part of a team that is here to serve students. Speaking of students, I was remiss, I did not congratulate and thank our musicians who were starting before the guitarists. That was Garrett Kintner, who is majoring in fine arts, Garrett Kintner, and Eric Garza, who is in sciences and is studying electrical engineering. So thank you to both of them. At this time, I would like to introduce Edie Lance Leppert and Lupita Vasquez, who are with Literacy Connects. Edie is the program director for the Adult Language and Literacy programs, and Lupita is the finance and administrative manager at Literacy Connects.
Good afternoon. My name is Lupita Vasquez. I'm a 2020 Pima Community College graduate, an employee of Literacy Connects, and the single mom of an amazing daughter. I'm also working towards my bachelor's degree in accounting through the University of Phoenix. Honestly, I never would have imagined any of these things for my life. 8 years ago, I was at a crossroads. I was literally escaping an abusive relationship and had to stop working. My parents were very supportive, but I needed to do something. I had been working in retail, and at my store, we had employees that we called lifers. They'd been there a very long time, but never seemed happy. I knew that I didn't want to be a lifer. I wanted a better job with a regular schedule that would allow me more time with my daughter. I knew that jobs where you had a degree were more likely to get you those things, but I had never considered going to college. I had dropped out of school at 16. There wasn't much importance on finishing high school or going to college. And yet, I knew that having a degree would allow me to make more money and open more doors for me and my family. I applied to Pima and declared a major in early childhood education, hoping to work in a field where I could stay close to my young daughter. Part of my award package included federal work-study money. I searched the work-study jobs and found Literacy Connects. They had programs for all ages, including early childhood. I was immediately drawn to their values of equity and transformational learning. This felt like somewhere I wanted to be. I saw people who were similar to me, like the GED students who also wanted to improve their lives through education. I felt like I could relate to them and support them. This was my first exposure to a nonprofit. I hadn't been aware of organizations that existed solely to help others and where people volunteered to give their time and money. People would work without getting paid and they were celebrated for it. Like me, they wanted to be here and they wanted to help make things better for others. I wanted to be a part of this too. The job I had was at the front desk. I knew that opportunities come with being in this kind of environment. I wanted to be where I could meet people and connect with them more deeply through shared values. I thought this could take me further than a retail job could. So I interviewed and got the job. I stayed in the front desk job for 2 years as a student worker with the hopes that something would open up in the children's program. By then, I was far enough into my major to know that I didn't want to work in a school classroom. But I wanted to stay with these values and the focus on education. I took advantage of all the new opportunities this job provided, working with our volunteers in the Adopt a Street program, participating with networking groups, and interacting with our diverse board members. After my work-study job ended, they hired me as the receptionist. Within a year, my supervisor approached me about taking on a role in finance. I had always been motivated by money and good at my own personal finance and budget, but I never thought to make it a career or to work in this area. But this was an offer of a full-time job in a place that I loved. The more I thought about it, the more it looked like a huge opportunity. I saw the need for accountants and all the different roles that make up the world of finance, from CPAs to tax professionals to investments. I knew this experience would allow me to find more opportunities in any sector. Every organization needs these kind of skills. I decided to take this opportunity and see where it would lead. Now, I have 1 more year until graduating from the University of Phoenix with a degree in accounting, and I'm thinking of going even further. As much as I love Literacy Connects, I'm ready to launch into the next phase of my career. I'm taking all the experience and mentoring I received and moving into a role with Centera Western Technologies, a company that has a lot of room for growth. Just like at Literacy Connects, I want to work my way through all kinds of roles there and learn every aspect of the job, positioning myself to grow into new opportunities that arise. I will always be grateful to Pima and the Work Study program for opening up a whole new world to me. I don't know where I'd be now without this exposure to new roles and fields and opportunities. I've learned that no matter what your situation, you can change it. For me, it was through education and opening doors that I never expected and the courage to take risks. I encourage you to take advantage of the range of work-study jobs Pima has to offer. You never know what you may learn or where it may take you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lupita, for your courage to share your story. We appreciate you so much. You can imagine how conflicted we are to see Lupita move on from Literacy Connects. The loss is huge, but we really do celebrate her growth and all of the initiatives she's taken over the years. My name is Edie Lance Leopard, and I am the program director for the Adult Language and Literacy programs at Literacy Connects. And I also coordinate with Pima College's Federal Work Study team. Lupita is the perfect example of why Literacy Connects has partnered with Pima College Federal Work Study for more than 10 years. Hiring student workers not only allows us to fill our own capacity gaps and provide excellent service to our learners and our volunteers, but it also allows us to introduce new people to a field that we love. We offer a wide range of jobs to student workers and experiences that may not have been on anyone's radar, like Lupita. We've had student workers in operations, finance, library services, coaching kids in reading, teaching adult learners, mentoring kids in theater and creative arts, marketing and communication, and I'm sure I'm missing something else. I love that we can provide experiences both with direct service, working directly with our learners, and also all of the behind-the-scenes jobs that help to support our volunteers and our organization. People don't work at a nonprofit for the money. We do it, like Lupita said, for the shared values and the opportunity to make the world a better place. We hope that our student workers fall in love with that as well. Literacy Connects is a place where people can further their knowledge and their skills, not just our learners, but our staff, our volunteers, our board members, our student workers, everyone. The opportunities are there. You never know what will happen. Take advantage of all you can. You don't know where you might land, but your life will be richer for it. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Edie, and let's hear it for Lupita, who reminded us take risks. All right, we're going to do this at a glance. So for those of you who have a program, at this time, I would like to, as we move into the awards part, just congratulate all of the nominees. And so we will start with our first award. And by the way, Chuck Wacker is here. I want to thank Chuck and the machining team at the downtown campus for creating the awards that you can see on the table in front of Ari. All right, you ready? We're going to start with an honorable mention. This year we would like to recognize a student employee who was nominated by 2 separate supervisors for their work and dedication. Please join me in welcoming Miguel Medrano to the front. I'd also like to introduce Chance Majarian, who is the manager for Military and Veteran Services at the Northwest Campus.
Thank you, Greg. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege to be standing here today, especially because we're gathered to recognize something that often goes unspoken, but never unnoticed. Today, we're celebrating student workers who have not only shown dedication and drive, but also leadership and heart. And in the case of our next 2 award recipients, we're honoring them for something even deeper, their continued service. Because long after the uniform comes off, the mindset of a servant leader That desire to help, to support, to guide, that stays. And that's what both of these veteran student employees bring to our department every single day. Now, historically, I'm told we generally have one winner for the veteran student worker category. However, this year, we're thrilled to recognize two outstanding individuals whose impact is too great not to celebrate. So I'm gonna name off some names. We'll wait until the end and then you can come up to get the award. Let's start with Alex Torres. Alex began as a VA work study at our East Campus in fall of 2023. And right away, it was clear he was going to make an impact. He works under one of our veteran advisors, and I've heard nothing but praise since day one. Alex is incredibly passionate about helping fellow veterans and their families navigate the journey into higher education. Alex has not just learned his duties, he has mastered them quickly and immediately turned around to support and help others do the same. He took on a leadership role, supporting and training his peers and assisting with campus openings and day-to-day operations without hesitation. He is also active in the Student Veterans of America chapter at Pima Community College and has made it known that he wants to keep doing this work long-term. In fact, he's actually mentioned wanting his supervisor's job one day when she retires because he loves it that much. And honestly, that's the kind of passion that we hope to see in every student worker who walks through these doors. Even though Alex has transferred to the University of Arizona for his studies, he's continued on as a work study here at Pima Community College, still serving veteran students while he furthers his own education. Even still, within the last week, he's been asking for even more responsibility and work because he wants to help more. See, that's what's so special about Alex. He's not done giving back. In fact, he's just getting started. Alex, we're incredibly proud of you. Now, let's talk about Jonathan DeMoss. Jonathan is another one of our VA work studies. He's based out of our West Campus, and the story of how he came on board is kind of a favorite. Before he was even hired, he was already spending time in our veteran centers on campus, just hanging out, building community and camaraderie. One day, a new student came in with questions, and his soon-to-be supervisor, our veteran advisor, was still getting familiar with the VA education process. He was trying to help, but it was a lot. John didn't wait to be asked. He stepped in, he walked the student through enrollment, showed them how to get their certificate of eligibility for VA education benefits, walked them through orientation, and even helped them register for their classes. He wasn't on the clock, he wasn't even on staff yet, but his instinct was to serve. And that's when his supervisor knew, I gotta hire this guy. Since then, John has continued to go above and beyond every single day. He treats his work study position like his career, not because he has to, but because he takes pride and ownership of it. He trains new team members, keeps his peers up to date, and more than anything, he's helped shape the West Campus Veterans Center into a place where people feel comfortable, welcome, and supported. He's built that space with care and attention, and it shows. John's journey at Pima did not start easy, but he found his footing, developed learning tools that worked for him, and now he shares these same strategies with others. He's turned obstacles into opportunities, not just for himself, but for everyone around him. So today, we honor Alex and Jonathan for more than just doing their jobs well. We honor them for continuing to serve, for leading by example, for building others up, even as they pursue their own goals, and for reminding all of us that service does not stop when the uniform comes off. It just evolves. The VA Work Study program has given these two a space to thrive, and in turn, they've made our campuses stronger, kinder, and more connected. Truly, it's an absolute honor to be over them. Thank you. And so with that, I'd like to bring you both up to the stage. Thank you. And I think with that, I'm back to Greg.
Thank you, Jance, and congratulations to Alex and Jonathan. At this time, I'm going to read quite a bit about criteria, right? It always helps to know how folks become winners. And so we actually have 5 different categories that the winners have been nominated in. They are community service, critical thinking, leadership, technology and innovation, and diversity and inclusion. And first up is community service. The criteria for this award, for the student employee, we are awarding the student employee who makes a distinctive contribution to the community with their work, makes an impact on the university and/or the college and beyond the community, and that impact will be felt even after their job is complete. And last but not least, the student winner will be those who work to inspire others to serve the community. So I'm going to read all the nominees because we want to make sure that everyone gets recognized in the category of community service. We want to acknowledge your presence today, so when I do call your name, please just raise your hand or stand up just so we can recognize everybody before we announce the winners. And then please hold your applause until the end because this list is kind of long. First, Brianna Barrera, Rocco Cochran, Nicholas Gastelum, Clara Hernandez, Leaf Litton, Audrey Frijoles, Jaylene Rodriguez, Nahum Martinez Zadaran, at the back, Fabian Gonzalez, Yahaira Alvarado Barrera, Cynthia Mata, Eric Martinez, and Tamelia Wright. Welcome and congratulations. It's time for the winners. For our winners, after your name is called, we ask that you will come up to the front to receive your award, and of course, both stay for pictures. In second place, Leaf Litton. And in first place, Cynthia Mata. Please come forward. Congratulations, Leaf. Next category is critical thinking. For this category, the student winners are those who are able to multitask while in a fast-paced environment. They are able to make decisions and solve problems using sound, inclusive reasoning and judgment, and they are able to gather and analyze information from a diverse set of sources and individuals to fully understand a problem. And the nominees are Leisha Beltran, Josh Hill, Mia Granados, Jacob McKenzie, Uriah Burrell, Hayden Stagg, Arfan Albarzanji, Miguel Medrano, Jasmine Ka'uku'u, Ishmael Ish Ruelas, Elazilia Alamea, and I've had to practice this one, so thank you for giving me the clue. Marina Radria Mihadza, there you go. Sagan Frisky, and Jatendar Singh. All right, time for our critical thinking winners. In second place, please come forward, Mia Granados. And in first place, Irfan Albaranji. Congratulations. Category 3, leadership. The criteria for this category is open to students who motivate and inspire others through encouragement and by building trust. They strive to take the lead in workplace scenarios and are often open to changes and new ideas, or they are open to changes and new ideas. And they are passionate in the act of mentorship and training of their fellow student employees. And the nominees are Rebecca Ursul. Saw her earlier. Manuel Omar Zepeda III. Alex Steven Torres again. Jonathan Dumas. Michael Padilla. Dylan Geating. Siana Mohammed. Alyssa Azucena Diaz. Victoria Guzman Amavisca. Caitlin Brantley. And Marva Nazir. And for our winners, in second place, please come forward, Manuel Omar Zepeda III. And our first place winner for leadership, please welcome Rebecca Ursul.
Hey, Rebecca. If we can hang out together and
Our fourth category, technology and innovation. These students use technology and improve efficiency and productivity of work. They manage technology to integrate information to support relevant, effective, and timely decision-making, and they develop useful ideas that are new, better, or unique. So please recognize, or please let us recognize you as I call these the nominees. Austin Borquez. Thea Norman. Micah Turpin. Where's Micah? Miguel Castro. And Emanuela Rodriguez. Congratulations to the nominees. In second place, please welcome Micah Turpin. And our first place winner for technology and innovation, please come up, Emanuela Rodriguez. Yeah, I was trying not to be, I'm Dean of Applied Technology, so yeah. This time, I would like to introduce a special guest coming all the way from Scotland. Please welcome the college's Chief Cultural Impact Officer and Campus Vice President of the Northwest Campus, Brian Stewart.
Be careful when you tell people your retirement plans going back to Scotland. So I get the honor of doing the same thing Greg has been doing, but for the category of diversity and inclusion. The category criteria for this area are: demonstrates empathy and compassion for others in their work, understands the importance and ongoing commitment to the diversity, equity, and inclusion concepts and efforts in their work in campus or community, looks for and works for diversity in projects, discussions, problem solving at work. Same thing, raise your hand or stand so we'll know you're here as I read the nominees. So first nominee, Anaya Baker, Grace Angelica Garcia, Faith Moses, Isabel Izzy Green, and Esmeralda Robles. Time to announce our award winners. Yes, applause. And in second place, Grace Angelica Garcia. Yes, you gotta hang. And our first place winner, Faith Moses. Congratulations, Grace and Faith. So I get an opportunity just to talk a little bit about why these awards matter. So we think about it, we talk about achievement, right? That's what we do. It's part of our culture and our community, is to celebrate excellence. But there's a deeper meaning behind excellence, right? We think about words, and sometimes we get lost in the meanings and wondering whether or not what I say means the same thing as what you say. But when we think about excellence, there's an underscore beneath that really highlights the different categories that came up today. And in particular, when we're talking about this idea of including a diverse perspective. And that can be a little loaded sometimes, and we can wonder about what we really mean in that. But I want to take it back to who we are. So I study the brain. I study how people think and how we behave. And in that, I can guarantee you that science has proven, and it's not just science, it's actually society over time, that our brains are unique patterns. No two of us are the same. Our genetic code is unique to every one of us. Our very nature, our very humanity is diverse. We are fingerprints, everyone special, everyone meaning something unique to each of us. And so excellence includes that concept that there is a unique and special part in every one of us. And these awardees and nominees have elevated that and brought that into our institution. They're part of what college models. And then there's the aspect of inclusion, which is not just recognizing that there's a whole bunch of fingerprints out there, but that there's a voice also, and that voice should be connected, should be elevated, uplifted, because together we flourish. And that is borne out in our society. All of our advancements in society, everywhere we are today, exists because we have come together. Think business world, right? Innovation? Innovation doesn't happen in sameness at all. One individual's one idea, but a group of people is a lot of ideas. The wrestling of different thoughts, different perspectives, bringing them together and creating something new, finding the best out of all of that. That's what we did today. And that's what these people have done. That's innovation. Teamwork, right? Anybody play sports? Do team activities? Society's a team. It's not about one person. We all bring something unique to that team, and together we create something special. So we don't want to be afraid of the words. What we want to think of is the deeper meaning behind why we're here. We are celebrating excellence. We are celebrating the accomplishments of all of you and the people that brought you here and the people that you will touch in your future. Should be really proud of that and how we are nurturing it together. And I have a really special opportunity. Let me get this out here. I'm going to read it. So we have one of our awardees won a national award. They competed. Everybody goes out nationally. The Harvards, the Yales, all the big schools, all the community college, everyone goes out. And we have an awardee here who won at that national level in the area of diversity and inclusion. This individual took those things I just talked about and elevated them, touched a level that they brought their communities together. So I would like to welcome Faith Moses up here. You're gonna have to stand here as I read this. Okay, nope, right here. I want you to stand right here. So Faith will be receiving a check from the national organization, as well as a future recognition at our Board of Governors meeting. But right now I want to read what the letter says so you have an idea about the impact of this award. Dear Faith, on behalf of the National Student Employment Association, I would like to congratulate you on being recognized as one of the top student employees in the nation. This is a prestigious honor, and the NSEA Board of Directors, along with the Student Employee of the Year Committee, are incredibly proud of your outstanding contributions to the workplace at Pima Community College. Each year, NSEA honors students who demonstrate extraordinary leadership, unwavering dedication, and exceptional service in the student employment role. You have been selected as the winner for the prestigious Diversity and Inclusion category, an award given to those whose contributions to their community have been truly transformative. Students nominated for this category are recognized not only for their ability to inspire, but also for their capacity to create lasting impact through their work, leaving a legacy that resonates well beyond the duration of their employment. Your unparalleled leadership, commitment, and influence have set you apart, and we are deeply proud to recognize and celebrate your remarkable achievements. You'll be receiving a $300 check. Congratulations. Again, I'm going to give this to you.
Thank you, Brian, for those words. Remember, it's about excellence, nothing to be afraid of. And we want to congratulate all the category winners and our national champion over here, Faith Moses. This time, we would like to announce our overall student employee winner. And I would like to introduce a special guest, Gina Nickerson, who is the Senior Director of the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Group, VITA, at the United Way of Tucson in Southern Arizona. Because our winner is not here today, and I would like to announce that Clara Hernandez is our student employee winner. And Gina will be accepting the award on her behalf.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my absolute pleasure to present Clara with this award. I wish she was here to see it, but Clara has been a student employee on the VITA team for the last 4 years. And if you don't know, the VITA team at United Way prepares over 15,000 tax returns across the state of Arizona for free every year. It's a huge program and it demands a lot. But our staff team is small and we lacked a crucial ability for serving Arizona taxpayers. And that was the ability to serve Spanish-speaking taxpayers in their own language. The IRS does make a few forms available in Spanish, but if you think that the IRS is tough to understand in English, you should see their Spanish. Clara took on the challenge of translating our tax forms and guides into clear, accessible Spanish that was understandable for our Spanish-speaking taxpayers. That kind of work doesn't just require language skills, it requires patience, attention to detail, and a deep sense of responsibility to their community. In addition to this groundbreaking work, Clara became a key player when we needed help reaching out to Spanish-speaking taxpayers. She stepped in without hesitation, making phone calls, translating flyers, and answering questions to bridge this communication gap. Her work has made a real difference to the people we serve through VITA. In the years that have followed, Clara took on the added challenge of becoming tax certified to better serve the community through our program. I have to say that she is not a tax major. Her education is geared towards nursing, but she has never refused a learning opportunity or a chance to contribute to our team. On top of all of this, she brought an impressive level of organization and efficiency to everything she did. Her contributions to our program have been invaluable, and her dedication is something that we all admire. So please join me once again in congratulating Clara on the Student Employee of the Year award.
Gina, thank you for your words, and again, congratulations to Clara. That is real work. At this time, we are going to transition to our Student Employee Supervisors of the Year. And to help get us started, I would like to introduce President and CEO of the Pima Community College Foundation, Marcy Euler.
Okay, can I do this? Can I take this off? Okay. All right, excellent. So, sorry, I was late. Have you ever had one of those days where you think you leave on time and you're going to the right place, and you go to downtown campus instead? So, I will fully accept that responsibility for arriving late. So let me get, if you've already done this, I apologize, but I'd love to get a sense of who's in the room. Who are Pima College students? Okay. Yeah, let's hear it for the Pima College students. Who that are here are parents and family members and friends of those of you who are college students? Let's hear it for you all. Okay. And how many of you are supervisors? Oh, you can do better than that. There we go. Okay, awesome. So the reason I have the privilege of being here is because many, 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 many years ago, more than I care to admit or count, I was one of you. I was a student work-study student. I went to Montana State University in Bozeman, Montana, which is a relatively small institution in mountains of Montana. I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. Sometimes I still wonder. And I came from a family background that was a little odd. My dad had a PhD. My mother had an 8th grade education. Her education was partially in England, partially in Wales, where she didn't speak the language because she was evacuated during World War II. She had no education, and for her, having her kids go to college meant the world. My dad with the PhD just expected that. And because my mother knew nothing and my dad just had the expectation, I really navigated this space on my own. And while he had a good job, my mom never worked. And while he had a PhD and was a superintendent of schools, I think he made $35,000 a year at the height of his employment. I think about that now, and that doesn't cover anything these days, right? And there were my sister and me and my parents. So when I went to Montana State, I had no idea what I was doing. And I had the opportunity to get involved in student activities and things, and ended up being an orientation leader. So I led tours, and I was able to do academic advising. Now, academic advising in those days, really different. It was a big, thick catalog that you had to scroll through with real pages and look at everything and use an index to find what you were actually looking for, as opposed to do everything online. And I loved that job. It was awesome. It was during the summers. It was between winter quarter and spring quarter. But they didn't have a job for me during the rest of the year. And so I was a work-study student, and to all my financial aid colleagues, I will apologize now, because my first work-study job was in the Office of Student Financial Aid, and I hated it. And the reason I hated it was because I would go into the office every day. There was a stack of papers about this tall, and I had to fold those papers by hand and stick them in envelopes, and I didn't get to talk to anyone. I didn't get to engage with people. There was no relationship that I got to have. And the person next to me had an equally tall stack, and the person over there had an equally tall stack. And so I always made a game out of it to figure out if I could beat them through their stack in my 2 hours that I was sitting there between classes. And so one day I was doing that, and I went, I really don't want to do this anymore. It's not meaningful work. It doesn't feed my soul. So I went to the Dean of General Studies, where I was an orientation leader, and said, do you have space for a work study student? And she said yes. And that was the beginning of my really being able to understand and appreciate the incredible depth of work and service that student financial aid and particularly work study does for people like you and people like me. I don't have a work study student yet, but I hope to soon. And my supervisor was somebody that I was friends with ultimately. She was a mentor. She wrote me letters of recommendation. And when I would go back to Bozeman and fly into Bozeman to visit my mother in Montana, in Livingston, I would always stop and see her on my way in or out of town, even after she was in a horrific accident and in a assisted living place. She touched me in such a meaningful, important way. I hope each and every one of you as students has somebody like that in your life. I hope all of you as supervisors have that experience and that relationship with a student, with a supervisee, because that's what makes these roles meaningful. If anyone would have told me that I would be running a foundation when I was 18 to 22 years old, I would have told them they were crazy. But the reality for me was all of these steps that I've taken and all of these different things that I've done over my lifetime have led me to this place. And I feel incredibly privileged to be able to work on behalf of the college, to raise money for scholarships and support for programs and do things that help faculty engage in meaningful professional development that creates that excellence that Dolores and Brian and Greg have been talking about. This is an incredibly special place. And I feel so fortunate to have all of you in this room being recognized today and to be able to tell you a little bit of my story and to congratulate all of the students and all of the supervisors who are being recognized for that excellence, because it means a great deal. So congratulations, thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing all of the awardees get their awards.
I should say, I loved my federal work-study job. I was at the social library, Clemens Library back in Charlottesville. And I had a great boss, Supervisor Brenda Lambert. If you ever want to work in the library, that's where you get to meet a lot of people, and it's just a lot of fun. So, all right, so it's time to, I'm going to read the list of supervisors that have been nominated. This does seem different. All right, so for the nominees, if you could just raise your hand so we can recognize you. Amber Arvisu, Amber Schlack, Chris Crabtree, Gina Nickerson, Jenny Sultan-Wright, Isabella Moreno, Juanita Bonillas, Karen Marlborough, Catherine Morgan, Dr. Kiana Green, Lupita Garcia, Lydia Kennedy, Lene Tandiwe, Maricela Romero, Marianne Green, Rose Wind, and Susan Ho. All right, so we've got congratulations to the nominees. So we actually have some honorable mentions as well that we want to recognize. Lupita Garcia was nominated by 2 separate students for her work and dedication. Congratulations. And Smitty Davison was also nominated for unwavering dedication to building up and supporting her student employees. Congratulations, Smitty. And now for the winners. We ask that you will come up to the front when your name is announced. Our second runner-up, Jenny Selton-Wright. And in first, Juanita Bonillas. Congratulations to Jenny and Juanita. And now for the Community Partners Student Employee Supervisors of the Year, our second runner-up, Catherine Morgan. And our first runner-up, Amber Schlack. Congratulations to Catherine and Amber. At this time, I would like to invite the student employees who nominated this year's winner. Please join me in welcoming Dylan Geeting, Morgan Sobral, and Marina Randria Mihatsa.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dylan Geeting. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking about someone who has not only been a supervisor, but also a mentor, a leader, and a steady source of support, Rose Nguyen. When I first met Rose, I had no idea just how much she would impact my journey. Now looking back, it's clear that her guidance has shaped the way I work and even the way I lead. She has always been reasonable and considerate of all her student employees, for them to have the best chance of success, and always goes the extra mile to ensure they get the support they need. To feel supported and empowered. I started working as a library aide, going for my fine arts degree, and changed it last minute to fire science, and Rose was considerate enough to allow me to continue my job with the library at the Pima East Campus, which I am grateful for. I'm going to miss working for Rose and for Pima Community College. It's rare to come across someone who leaves such a positive mark on your life and career. Rose, I am forever grateful for the opportunities you've given me. You've made a lasting difference, and I wish you all the best in the future, and I will carry your guidance with me into the next chapter. Thank you for everything.
My name is Morgan Sobral. I joined the library team just last semester, or this last spring semester. I met Rose a couple of times before I officially started being employed, and even in the brief interactions, she showed just how much she cares about students. After working under her for this last semester, I've come to realize just amazing and how hardworking she is. She has helped me whenever I had questions, even if they weren't about my job or the library in general. Without Rose, I don't think I would feel as confident in the library as I do. I just want to say that my time in the library has been the best job I have ever had. I have worked in numerous different places over the years, and the honor I've had to be able to work in the library under Rose is something that will last me a lifetime. And without Rose being the supervisor that she is, I really don't think that I would have come as far in Pima as I am now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marina, and I joined the East Campus Library in the fall 2024. I remember one of my goals was to grow both personally and professionally. While working at the library, I had the opportunity to learn how to grow in such a positive and supportive environment. I've had the privilege to work under Rose's supervision, who is not only a supervisor that makes sure that I complete my task properly, but someone who has been an incredible support for me and for my other coworker, and someone who is a great team leader, a genuinely kind and caring person. Today, I want to take a moment to thank her for being that person who has always been there to support and to guide, to teach, and to share her knowledge whenever we are confused or unsure. Someone who has never hesitated to be there for us, even professionally and academically. Thank you for being such an inspiration. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for the positivity that you bring for the team and for the community. And most of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of your team.
Congratulations to Rose as Student Employee Supervisor of the Year. And thank you to Dylan, Morgan, and Marina for your kind words. At this time, I would like to welcome the Assistant Director of Title IV Compliance, Ari Clifford, forward for some final words.
I'm much like Marcy. It makes me very nervous, this whole apparatus thing. I'm Ari Clifford, as I was introduced. I've run the work study program here at Pima for 8 years and been involved in this ceremony and congratulating all of you and all of the supervisors. I just want to say, I realize I am fully aware of how much work it is, first of all, to be a student and work, and also to be a mentor and a supervisor to students that are just learning how to become professionals. So this room is resilience, and I know that word has already been used. It's hard work, it's dedication, and I'm just so proud to be a part of all of this. And I want to tell you that we have a committee that reads all of the nominations, and so I also feel very grateful that I get to know all of you personally, actually, your personal stories, a lot of them. And I just feel grateful for the whole opportunity. I hope you enjoyed today's ceremony because it is for you. There's lots of food left, so please go out there and take advantage of all that. And one of the things that I really want to say thank you to is these kind people that have come here to give you words of encouragement, but specifically Dolores Duran-Cerda and Marcy Euler. Would you please stand up? None of this would be possible without these two ladies who have been continuously supporting us for a long time. And specifically, how this benefits all of you is Marcy from the foundation has very graciously given all of you a little boost in your student account if you're a student, and if you are an employee or a supervisor, I have live checks over here for you to pick up. So just so you know, you might want to check your student account because that was via Marcy. So thank you very much for all of that. Last but not least, I want to just say that these are the nominee trophies, and it takes a long time to get through all of those because we are so wealthy on all of the nominees. So I do want to give you all your nominee trophies. We have a checklist, and so if you would make your way here after the ceremony, we'll hand those out to you, and the supervisors come see me for the other wonderful gifts that we have from the Pima Foundation. Just thank you again. I can't say enough. I want to thank so many of the volunteers. This is a lot of work. It's a big room. I don't know if you've ever decorated a room this big, but it is a lot of work. The food and the preparation, and we started planning this last October, just to give you a small piece of that. And also there's a person too. Charles, can you just stand up? I know Greg already said, all of the awards are made by students, and Charles Wacker does all of that. So we are just incredibly grateful for that too. And the students being here to give you music. So we really do try to be student focused and give you an experience where you can feel congratulated, but also surrounded by your community. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great day.